The floor? Yeah.
And like this is gonna be a very like quintessential Puy Vidal color. This week feels like we're seeing truly the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, even more than that, like we're halfway toward the light. Everything's going really well. The masons finishing last week was just like a huge milestone because now it's just finishing. The sanding team is here and they're sanding the floors and they're going really quickly. We just approved the final finish and color of the floor and it's chef's kiss. It's absolutely beautiful. It's like a light honey caramel color with a really subtle shine. So it resembles an ancient wax floor that has just freshly been cleaned. But those everywhere else where we have that, it quickly devolves into looking kind of matte and greasy. Whereas this will just stay really nice because it's vitrified. So it's like a polyethylene finish, like treatment. So it's just a lot more resistant to scratches and water and all of the stuff that's going to go on in there. So the floors being done is huge. We have the counters coming in next week, I think. We have the fireplace going up right now, the top part. There seems to be maybe some issues, but there's just things are just moving along and it's feeling really good.
With 2 weeks to go, every unfinished detail now feels enormous. Because just a month ago, we were being told that the fireplace would most definitely not be ready for the first retreat. But the closer we get to the finish line, the more hope starts to creep in. And now that the fireplace tubing is in, it feels impossible not to want it finished. During the demolition phase, we had the chance to rethink this entire wall and fireplace area. There had been a fireplace here before, awkwardly placed and sitting on an offset wall that didn't quite serve this new kitchen layout. So we had to quickly decide, do we preserve what is there, even if it wasn't working? Or do we create something new? In the end, we chose to start from scratch. This fireplace is now the new hearth of this home. A cooking fireplace inspired by what may once have belonged in a chateau kitchen at Puy Vidal. In many ways, it became the guiding principle for the entire kitchen. The olive green cabinetry, the terracotta stove, the warm plaster tones, the ceiling beams, the local stone, the parquet floors. Each choice was meant to pull the kitchen closer to the medieval and Renaissance feeling we believe lives at the heart of Puy Vidal. The wooden template made by our mason for the upper stone facing of the fireplace was just slightly off, which means the hood now interrupts the line of the ceiling beams. So before the final stone facing can be installed, the wooden beams will have to be cut just a little bit and adjusted. This is scheduled for the last week of May. Our builder Julie has been pushing all of the teams as much as she can, trying to choreograph all of these moving parts before the first retreat guests arrive.
Yesterday, we got together with my mom and dad and we discussed the subject of custom monastery-style tables in the dining room, because I've been mulling a lot about the flow and feng shui of this room, and we went for the obvious sort of idea at the beginning of just one long big table, much like we have in the other dining room. And the more I thought about it, the more it felt like something was going to be kind of awkward in this space, because it's quite a square room and we have such varying group sizes, anywhere between 8 people sometimes and 20 people. So even an extendable table, it means we'd have to be adding and removing leaves all the time if we wanted to actually accommodate that many people. And it's actually quite tough for us to find an extendable table that seats more than 18. Our current table has 5 leaves, I think, and we barely get 18 around it. And we often have up to 20, even 21 sometimes. And then the other constraint is that before we used to seat breakfast and lunch in here and dinner over there, but this is now becoming the full-time dining room. So we want a seating arrangement that doesn't start to feel stale if you're here 3 times a day. So I had this as an idea of going back to a more Renaissance style seating chart of 2 long monastery style tables. And this is very typical in medieval and Renaissance banquet halls. And what it does is gives us a lot of flexibility between 2 tables like this, or a U-shaped style layout, or even a T style, because you have the separate tables you can reconfigure. So I did several mock-ups of this idea. Everyone's pretty much on board. They like this style. It's nice because as a guest, you can come in and you can kind of choose which group of people to sit with. It breaks up a little bit of the social dynamics, and I think it feels more chateau-y and old than one large dining table that starts to feel a bit more 18th century and onward. So we looked and looked. I looked and looked on antique websites and auctions and things, and I can't find the right size and 2 identical tables that would really work in this space. So we told our builder, Julie, and she started looking around for options, and she had our woodworking team create a sample of a solid French oak table. It's thick. It has the beautiful tongue and groove, or I think these are called dowels. Beautiful quarter sawn oak, fine grain, stained, totally thick, and then 2 beautiful feet that I'll show you the design for later. But we're really liking this idea. It feels rustic. It feels like something that could have belonged here in the 1500s. And I think it's gonna make this whole room feel really functional, really configurable in lots of different ways. And it has this really stunning effect of kind of framing the Gothic window. So I'll show you that shot in a second. It feels very, very castle-y. And now with our new window openings over here, you have all of these new views out to the courtyard, depending on where you're seating. So we just brought in all this furniture, even though we now need to take it back out, because we need to decide if that size and flow is a good idea before we commission these 2 custom tables. Yeah. So that's where we are. That's where we are. I think we're gonna go ahead and do it. And now we have to just get all of this stuff cleared out because all of the artisans return tomorrow morning. Perfect.
It's therapeutic.
Wendell, do you want attention? Échate pa' allá. No, no colita on the film, por favor. That's PG-13.
It is PG-13. And this is easy. This is old. Look at the difference in the golds. I bought like 4 different golds. This is old. This is light, and then I mix it with black. And this is a sort of transparent blue-black. It makes a big difference. It just softens things with the blue-black.
As it is every season, the final days before our first guests arrive are all hands on deck. Cleaning the chateau common spaces and bedrooms, organizing the piles of items that build during the winter months, inventorying the Lady of the Chateau equipment, washing and organizing linens, towels, napkins, and more. And finally, opening the Lady of the Chateau art studio for the season. So this week in general, it's been kind of quiet at the Chateau. In terms of renovation, we of course had the flooring and some of the fireplace work go on. But now that we're approaching the final 2 weeks of renovation work up until June 3rd, the start of our retreat, there is very little wiggle room in the schedule for things to get done. So next week, it's the wall fabric in the West Wing salon. And that is the biggest question mark so far in the final weeks, because we selected the wall fabric from a sample that's about this small. And for as many ChatGPT renderings that we tried to look and feel the design and the color, we are, to be quite honest, a little unsure of the color. And we're just gonna have to wait and see and hope and pray that it is the right color for the room. And other than that, then we have the very nerve-wracking process of waiting for the plumbing next week, electricity, lighting to go in, the floors to be finished. We think the countertops will be coming next week as well. But whatever doesn't happen next week, which is the week of the 18th and on, will be punted to the last week of May, which is our final week to get ready. So there's so much that we have to do in these next couple of weeks, these last 2 weeks. Luckily, our staff comes in next week, and Julia and I have basically spent all of this weekend doing the final East Wing cleanup of all of the Lady of the Chateau inventory. Maruka and Robert have been helping out by working on shelves and cleanup and you know, everything that needs to happen around the Chateau, including the cleaning of bedrooms and picking up personal things from common spaces. So it is a lot of work. One final thing I wanted to share with you guys is that during this process, we've tried our best to do weekly or bi-weekly, even monthly updates, just to share with you kind of this magical, fun, chaotic process of renovating and putting in a new kitchen here at Puy Vidal. And this is very unlike us because we don't really adhere to a posting schedule on YouTube. And we decided to do so for this renovation just because there was just so much to share, and it's just, we believe it's just really beautiful work that is being done by our French team and the coordinating with our builder Julie, and we strongly believe all of our choices have been wonderful choices for Puy Vidal, and we're super excited to share it with so many of you who have been watching since 2022, I believe, 2021. So this channel is now about 5 years old, and we've made it out of a desire to just share a bit of our lives here. And this is an enormous part of our life here now that we've basically poured in our hearts and souls into Puy Vidal through this renovation. So we hope you've enjoyed it. This is not a saying goodbye. It's mostly that now that we're entering the retreats and workshop season, our cadence again might change, and mostly because we're just so focused and occupied during the retreat weeks that it usually just doesn't allow room for sitting and recording and editing, and because I do most of that on my end, I just have too much to do. So I will do my best in these next couple of weeks to keep you guys updated in terms of how the kitchen is working, how the staff is enjoying it, how the guests are enjoying it, how much we are loving it between retreats. And I will for sure keep posting up until the retreat starts so that you can see the final reveal. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for following along now before the chaos begins. So we'll see you next week.